Okay. Let's see if we can get anybody in here. Let's see. Hey, Red Right. Welcome. First live stream. Nope. Yeah, going live today, Greg, to announce the giveaways. We're gonna do a raffle once, I guess, a decent amount of people get in here for the 3 winners. So, and then Bunk, look what I got for you. Oh, not for you, for me, but in honor of you. Look at this. Got that at Black Friday at my LCS. Just thinking of you. Bunk always excited about the Power Rangers. Yes, you do need to get Power Rangers. I've read a little bit of this, but Bunk speaks highly of it, especially. I want to say you said after the Beyond the Grid stuff. The stuff you said's not great, but before that's all good. So I'm excited to dive deeper into it. What have I been reading? I've been reading X Factor by Peter David for a hot minute. And then I jumped into Lazarus Volume 2, Monsters. And that's really it. The holidays I haven't really done as much reading as I should have. Oh, I'm definitely letting you know, Bunk. I got this purely out of a recommendation for you, so I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, Greg. Mine was awesome. Always love seeing family, and then me and the wife, we went to a Black Friday midnight opening for my LTS at Third Eye, so that was pretty awesome. Midnight opening for my LTS at Third Eye, so that was pretty awesome. Yeah, X Factor Investigations, that's probably where I really enjoy X Factor, but this first volume, some issues are hit or miss. I can't lie. It's been a little rough getting through, especially when you're limited time during holidays. Yeah, Peter David's Incredible Hulk Volume 1 was probably my longest read because it was just so and I only really enjoyed like the Las Vegas stuff. So what's up, Nick? So to pass the time, also I got some raw books here. I'm bag and board random books from my collection. Daredevil 2099. Some amalgam stuff, Dr. Fate. JLX. All issue ones. I kind of plan on getting rid of anything that's not an issue one or a full run. What's up, Peter? Yeah, let me know as far as connections and everything. If I'm talking too loud or because I've never live streamed before. So, okay, it's probably me then. Probably my internet. Hold on, let me check. Okay, I think that should help my connection issues. I hope. I switched to 5G, so as you guys know, I'm not tech savvy by any means, so I'm trying here. Um, is the audio any better at all? Well, a solo live stream, Bunk. I've never had to pull my weight on one, which I'm not the most talkative guy. Awesome. Okay. Hopefully, me switching to 5G helped the audio and the streaming, whatever the proper term of that would be. What are you all reading? That's what I want to hear about. You guys watch silly videos about what I'm reading all the time. I want to hear what you're reading. Cool, Ahmed. Nice. I appreciate y'all helping with leaving, coming back, checking everything, making it much easier for this noob to figure out. So I'm assuming everybody in here has a set up for or submitted into the giveaway. So that's pretty exciting. Finishing a new volume of G. Willow Wilson's Poison Ivy as we speak. Go ahead, Bunk. Wouldn't have pegged you as a Ivy fan, but support it. Yeah, a lot of people talk pretty bad on that Weapon X Omni. I never thought that material was that bad, but different stroke, different folks. Tom King's Wonder Woman was incredible. I actually think I had the first issue here. I only read the first issue because I swore off singles too. It's just too expensive. But yeah, I read the first issue. It was awesome. Art specifically was breathtaking. Oh, Hoxpox, you're doing the deep dive. That makes sense, Bunk. Yeah, I don't know if I have like a. I mean, I guess Dan Warren Johnson would be my creator that I follow everywhere, and Jorge Jimenez, but I usually follow characters more than anything. Am I most dinged up? Probably my ultimate comics Avengers. This one has all kinds of corner dings and dings all here. Somebody definitely read it with the dust jacket on. I'm pretty anal with my books, so they're in pretty good condition. I can't lie. Indies are a couple of those are pretty beat. Yeah, getting single. I remember when I was collecting. I mean, it was on a slow week, $30 a week, and then on a heavy week, I mean, it could be anywhere to 60, 70, depending on if I'm picking up indies or just big two. So yeah, omnis are definitely probably more affordable if you look at the long run, at least. Yes. Yeah, Greg, a lot of good releases coming up. Ultimate Spider-Man. Um, the only reason I'm not super pumped for that, I have no clue what cover I'm gonna get. I don't like any of them. The Hawkeye reprint is key read, must read for sure. Spider-Man Zdarsky, I'm excited for um, a decent amount of that content, but I feel like I'm not in the majority as far as the excitement for it. Though the covers on that Omni are incredible. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who reads with the dust jacket on? Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards the Midnight cover too, Daniel. Um, because the Carnage one, I already have the Carnage DM for was that Volume 2, and then the I don't like the borders on the covers that they put on Volume 3. Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man is going to be everyone's favorite. They're always going to clean up with that title. Here's a cool issue that I got. This is the Sideways Todd McFarlane X Force Spider Man issue, the one that reads this way instead. Weird 90s gimmick, but whatever. So cool. Yeah, we'll get, I don't know what number. You guys let me know whenever you guys are ready to do the raffle or anything like that, because I'm cool to hang out, or we can do it in and out style if you got somewhere to be. You guys can run the show. But yeah, another thing I got yesterday for Black Friday, this was 50% off, was Sleeper Omnibus. Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips. I mean, can't go wrong with that. It's not at the top of the list, but for 50% off, who's saying no to that? And then I also got Snow Angels by Lemire and Jock. This is a beautiful book. Look at those page ends. Oh, they're like black like that. Also comes with a ribbon. Dark Horse just makes good books, I swear. What would your comic hot take or starting the Warren community statement? I don't know. I feel like the closest to a war I got was when I was disappointed that Frank Miller dipped in the middle of Baltimore Comic Con, but I think that was just more of bots and big fans of his coming to his defense. But I don't know. Probably the time I said Ice Cream Man wasn't that great, but don't say that too loud because Bunk's here. But I don't hate Ice Cream Man. I want to make it very clear. A lot of people think I hate Ice Cream Man. I like Ice Cream Man. I just didn't love Ice Cream Man. That's all. She had family business because Darcy follows that up. Case. Probably. Marvel does what Marvel does. You know, They definitely make it clear they're a business at the end of the day, and they want us to double dip. They'll make us double dip, and they definitely make it clear they're a business at the end of the day, and they want us to double dip. They'll make us double dip, and they'll take our money, or they'll neglect us content and make us search for it, whatever they gotta do. Have you read Snow Angels yet? No, I have not. Um, that was a little bit of a blind buy, but mostly Mitch. I blame any Mitch 9 times out of 10. That is a hot take, Ahmed. Accept all opinions here, so no shade thrown your way, but it is a hot take. I think if you say that in certain comic book communities, they'll start throwing tomatoes. I don't hate it, Monk. No, I actually love ice cream, but Ice Cream Man, I liked. I just didn't love. See if we got any singles. I also have a lot of like manga singles. I don't know if you guys were collecting comics during that time, but they released like all of Dragon Ball Z, at least up to the Frieza saga. At least up to the Frieza saga. And I have that. I think that's it. But they also released Akira and Lone Wolf and Cub. I can remember at least. What do I think of Monster so far? I love it. I absolutely love it. Um, Jumped into it, I don't know, maybe 2 nights ago, and it just reads very fluid. When you flip through it, you think it's going to be a dense story, but there's a lot of storytelling from panel to panel, and it's really not that dialogue heavy, at least for me so far. But there is a lot of build up, so people that don't like slow burns might not like it as much. My hot take is Dark Knight's Metal is overrated. I don't know if that's too much of a hot take. I think a lot of people for Dark Knight Metal, that story just completely went over their head. I don't think a lot of people enjoyed it just because it really was. It felt like a Grant Morrison love piece or something like that. Like Knight trying to pay homage to Morrison's writing style. Of course, I saw the Luffy balloon and the Goku balloon. That's so awesome. That's one of the most fascinating aspects about being in comics is that at one point comics were so uncool. Everybody was hiding their comic book shirts. You didn't know who was a nerd. And then with the MCU and the rise of anime and manga, it's like if you're not into it, you're not cool now. It's come the complete opposite from when I was younger. I mean, I would be made fun of for bringing my Dragon Ball Z backpack to school. Oh, it deflated? Oh, I didn't see that. No, I did not see that. That's sad. Poor Luffy. The next year, I don't know. I live my spending habits month by month. I I cannot plan that far ahead. You like ice cream? Hate Ice Cream Man. It's just a man part, so you don't like you are now. Maybe maybe Bunk. You gotta write that one though. Put it out. Let me try it. You got to start writing some stories. So as far as of course I made a mess with singles for now. As far as any type of giveaways for anybody that I guess isn't aware, just so we can go through it again. We do have Superman Camelot Falls Deluxe Edition. This will be the third place winner, technically third place, or the first winner that I'll give. Um, and then number 3, we got Captain America by Dan Jurgens. And then final, which is probably what most of you guys want, which is Hellboy Monster Size. Just make sure you lift with your back when reading this. That's all I can say. It's a monster. Good Lord, it's heavy. What's up, William? Welcome to the first Illuminati live stream. Yeah, that's the main reason I do it, Daniel. My wallet, I mean, it's struggling month to month, so I don't even mention next year to it because it'll just hop out my pocket. Me and you both, Nick. DBZ was my first anime. Still my favorite anime just because of nostalgia, even though it's not that great. We're talking critically, but it's definitely a nostalgic piece. Okay, the Monsters was 3 books. First, Strange Weapon X, Late Military Tale, 2 Domestic Abuse. I'm getting that vibe off my shelves. It is definitely dense. It has a lot of layers to it, and there's a lot of social commentary in there too, which is pretty cool. You can tell he definitely took a lot of inspiration from real life. Superman Camelot Falls is great, Greg. It's man after the 1 year later, post Infinite Crisis. So you get to see Superman him overcome that with a wall of water. Once you read it, you'll understand that reference. Friends. Yeah, this is heaviest book I've ever lifted, William, and you could bench press it. This is one you definitely probably want to read at a desk or with a book stand or something, because but it does open surprisingly well, so I am impressed with that. Mine too, Peter. I'm not bad mouthing it, William. I love DBZ. Favorite anime ever. I'm just saying critically, if we put that lens on, it's a bunch of muscular dudes staring at each other and screaming at each other, you know, but it's still top tier anime. I mean, can't go wrong. Nick, I am shipping it out. Whoever wins it gets it. That I forget the commenter, but somebody said that they lived out of the US and they don't. But I said if you do the instructions and you win, I'm sending it to you. It doesn't matter what the price is. So just gotta try, I guess. Yeah, this was an incredible issue too. I haven't read issue 2, but I've heard that it's still good. Yeah, the power-ups were. I just remember my parents. Every time I would watch Dragon Ball Z, they would be fascinated that we were entertained by it. But that's a difference in generation, I guess. There, I've watched Bleach. I have not read Bleach. I've watched a lot of anime. I'm pretty new into manga. I only really started collecting manga probably 2 years ago, maybe. Even then, I only get hardcovers or collected editions. I don't get singles, so but I do try to read chapters and stuff online, so I'm at least somewhat up to date with it. But also, anybody that's watching, whoever does win, I'm going to post it on my socials. I'll post it on YouTube community. So if whoever wins isn't here, obviously we don't have a whole lot of viewers, so I'd assume more than likely they wouldn't be. Just be on the lookout for that if you watch this video. Yeah, you gotta get on that bunk and let me know because I've heard some people say it's just as good, but I want to see if it actually is actually on par or if it maybe pulled back a little or because that first issue, I mean, just incredible. Well, that's the only manga you need, Ahmed. Berserk is the best thing I've ever read, manga or comics. It doesn't matter. But that also hindered me a little bit because now everything I read I compare to Berserk and nothing is as good for me. So I'm like, when's my next Berserk gonna come? But yeah, definitely some other manga out there you should read. Death Note is one, Blade of the Immortals one, Lone Wolf and Cub, 20th Century Boys, Monster, anything by Urasawa. He's another just incredible mangaka creator, just really talented person. Yeah, we can do the first giveaway here. Collected in the past. There's many volumes, so little space. Yeah, that's the struggle of collecting. Even now, you guys probably saw the video when I upgraded my shelves. I'm out of space already, so I don't know what I'm doing half the time because like there's gonna come a point where I have no more space, and then what am I gonna do? But we'll do the first raffling. So this first raffling is going to be for Superman Camelot Falls, the deluxe edition. This will be the first of three. We have my wife's handy dandy phone here. So just so you guys know what I'm using here, some probably generic app that gives me a spinner with everybody's names on it. And is it too late to enter? Technically, just because we're live streaming now. But we'll say it's too late for the first prize, but I can add you to the next two. I'll have my wife do it. Okay, let me switch up here. Vagabond and Battle Royale were two of my favorites back in the day. Vagabond is pretty incredible, especially artistically. And Battle Royale is I'm actually surprised you like that. That's some gruesome stuff there. It is good though, don't get me wrong. Um yeah, Greg, definitely. It's a good read. It's only a deluxe edition, so you're not getting a whole lot of content, but it's a pretty pivotal point in Superman's career as a superhero. But let's see. But let's see who wins it here. All right, here we go. It's backwards for me. The comic book report. So Dom won. I think he reviewed the book, but winner's a winner. There you go. And I'll send you a picture of uh, the other guy that wants to enter here. Send that your way. Hunger Games copied about got more popular. You're not wrong. It's just like Harry Potter copied books of magic, technically, if you look at date of incarnation, which that's a fun story to go down if you have time to Google. Me buys new shelves. Speak not. Yeah, that's me. I bought new shelves and then I bought additional shelves to add on to my new shelves. And then now those shelves are full also. Yes, Comic Book Report, Dom, one of the best channels out there. I don't know how he does it. We all make a joke that he has a team of like 6 people helping him because he just pumps out content and it's always incredible. But he's doing his thing. Well, I will be moving coming up here. It's not for my collection. It's just kind of our time to branch out and go elsewhere. So I will be moving and I will probably have more space, but we don't really know. You never know until you get in there and prop those shelves up and actually see what type of space you got. And I'm sorry if you just hear my dogs in the background losing their minds. It's not a lie, William. If anything, it's for the family. Just trying to grow it. No. Yeah, that makes sense, Bunk. I've noticed a lot of stories that I really enjoyed when I was younger. I don't enjoy as much. Not necessarily the violent ones, but the stories where it's like nonstop action, not a whole lot of plot. Like sometimes it just falls flat for me as a reader now that I've matured, even though I still read comic books. So how much did I really? Well, we gotta make sure this is comic book report. Did you like screenshot or something just to send to me? But yeah, let me see if I have any other cool issues. Oh yeah, Batman War Games issue 1. War Games needs an omnibus. Batman versus Predator. I think this is 3. Yeah. This is a series I really want to collect in deluxe editions. I would love those coffin editions, but those are huge. I don't know if I can do that. And Grifter. I was such a huge Grifter fan. I was so pumped when he came into the DC universe with the New 52. Boy, did that fall flat. That's really the only cool issues I have here, at least. Does anybody in here collect singles at all still? I mean, I know you do, Bunk, but curious if anybody else does. So if you do collected editions and singles, I mean, I commend you. That's a lot to keep up with. You know, Cap and Soup's your favorite, but did you ever happen to read something of any of those two that you would know? Just no. Not really. Superman, I usually really enjoy pretty much all of the comics from him. I didn't necessarily enjoy the way Frank Miller portrayed him in The Dark Knight Strikes Again. or Dark Knight Returns. Um, the way Frank Miller portrayed him in The Dark Knight or Dark Knight Returns. Um, but that's just because I felt like it was uncharacteristic to Superman to take the government side over the people side. I mean, I guess the Rob Liefeld stuff when he popped on over to Image for a little bit. When he popped on over to Image for a little bit. Yeah, yeah, that's a tough cookie to swallow. Singles and collected editions. Yeah, Dunja. That's what I kind of did when I popped into a comic book store somewhat recently. I just wanted to see some number ones and some issues, but even that was like 30, $40. And I'm like, I just can't. Flash Rebirth. I love Flash Rebirth. Heck yeah. I think Flash is the unsung hero of DC. I mean, most of his comics are really, really good. They just have so much heart. Oh, Peter, you buy books off of covers? What? Just kidding. That's fine. Oh, Bunk got the Gunsling editions. That's what it is, not the Coffin editions. Thank you for correcting me there. Yeah, those are badass books. God, every time I see them, it's like I'm like clawing at them, but I just can't. Sorry, Greg. I'll try to work on connection and everything. This will be hopefully the first live stream of more to come. So I'm going to be working on this whole process. It's a learning experience, much like my channel. Just go watch my first video if you want to see a absolute dumpster fire. Absolutely, Peter. I am getting that. That was a pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting that one so soon. Flash is the best. I can't co-sign on Batman being the best personally. He just gets so much love. Strange Marvel things. Everything's Batman these days. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that, Greg. I gotta learn. I appreciate you not blaming me too much, but I gotta get better. Catch you later, Velvet. That's fine. No worries. The grind never stops. This is the way. You know it. But oh, never mind. Get another coming back with the generic spinner app. This is this is for Captain America by Dan Jurgens. If you guys watched that video, you know I wanted to get Captain America by Mark Waid, but one, that book's so out of print, and two, the binding on that book is, I mean, you might as well try to read toilet paper. It's just falling apart. Even mine is just tragic. So let's get this going. I think we only have one viewer, but we can still get it going here. Ping Pong Lewis. Ping Pong Lewis, you get to take home a beautiful Captain America by Dan Jurgens omnibus. Just in case you want to see it on this view here. But you are the winner of the Captain America by Dan Jurgens omnibus. We have Dom from Comic Book Report winning Superman Camelot Falls, the deluxe edition, and Ping Pong, what was it? Ping Pong Lewis as the winner of Captain America by Dan Jurgens. So the next one, we got the big boy, and we'll do that at 615. Yeah, I need to get some like celebratory trumpets and poppers and everything for these giveaways. Oh wait. Mm, that's fine, Peter. You can judge a book by its cover. I think we all do, kind of, at the end of the day. Yes, everything is Batman. That's the main reason I kind of pull back on Batman so much. I just feel like you can't escape him. And I love Batman. I like Nightwing more than Batman, but sometimes I just need a break from that character. Post Secret Empire. I think they will reprint the Wade Omni very soon. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. You know Ping Pong Lewis, Bunk? You definitely let them know. I'd appreciate that. That'll make tracking down three winners a lot easier. Because that's honestly the fear of mine anytime I do a giveaway is that I'll do a giveaway, somebody will win, and then I'll have no idea how to contact them, give it to them. Like maybe they're not replying to comments or something like that, and then I'm just stuck with this book and I can't give it away to someone else. But that's always my fear. Cap by Dan Jurgens, Peter, fits after Mark Wade, the Mark Wade omnibus. It almost runs directly into it, I'm pretty sure, which is before the Brubaker run. Yeah. Marvel is, it's, it is confusing. I mean, the big two in general are confusing. Exactly, Nick. Never escaping the bet. Thank you, William. That's comments like that. I mean, you guys keep me going, man. I mean, I love comics, and I usually look at them with a pretty unbiased lens, just because I just like all comics, which is probably why maybe I'm a horrible critic because I give things such high regard and high ratings. But I really did enjoy Scumbag. I mean, it was hard to get through the first couple issues, but once I kind of understood what Remender was doing and what he was trying to portray, it impressed me. Definitely the ending too. I loved the ending of Scumbag. I hope you win too, Strange Marvel Things. I hope all of you all win. I wish I could give everybody a book. I'm not that guy that I I s- I hate selling books, and when I do sell books, it's never over cover price. I just can't do it. It's not my heart. Yeah, Peace and the Brave and the Boys comics are dope. Discord server with me. Just tagged him. Thank you, Bunk. I appreciate it. Bunk, you're the MVP in the comic community. I really don't get how you're a real person. Like seriously, you ride or die for everybody, and that's a job within itself. So that impresses me. I can barely keep up with anybody's YouTube channel, let alone mine. And yes, thank you for co-signing that bad binding. I would grab mine just to show you guys how bad that binding is, but it would probably fall apart. So I've glued it 3 or 4 times, and it's still falling apart. It's the unfixable Omni. I'd probably say it's OG printing of Marvel Zombies bad, binding wise at least. I guess the connection errors make sense why the viewers keep dropping and then coming back up because people keep leaving and to reset it. So that is something I need to work on. But I'm probably gonna read after Monsters. You guys probably saw my one short, Sweet Tooth. I really want to read that, get a review out, and then I have a lot of recent releases I have to cover too. Like I have still to do Captain America, Trial of Captain America. This is book 4 of Ed Brubaker's saga. And a lot of you guys want me to review 30 Days of Night, so I got that under my belt. First time reading this. I guess I'll save my thoughts for the review, but it impressed me. I was not expecting a lot at all. And then I don't know how many of you collect deluxe edition, but this is a must pick up. If you don't have it in absolute, get the deluxe edition. This is incredible story. Rest in peace to Darwin Cook too. Incredible creator. To the books, I'm exactly like that. I can do blind eye. It's like, oh, it's great to hear someone else's opinion. That's the main reason I do reviews, Peter, is a lot of times I remember when I was going to something blind buying and I just need a little something. I can never justify a full blind buy. Like even for example, Snow Angels, like I watched Mitch's spoiler-free video on that, and I just had to. I just can't do it. I gotta have something. Well, I appreciate you, Bunk. Seriously, man. Breaking news: Marvel books are reprint. The Mark Waid Captain America omnibus. That's my most wanted reprint. I want to throw out my copy so bad. But as far as my most wanted Marvel Omni, I don't know if I have one just because they've been rolling them out so much. And it's like, I don't even need to make a most wanted omnibus because more than likely this year or the next is going to happen. Marvel's great at that. Any Omni you want, it's probably around the corner. Which is why it breaks my heart when people overbuy on the aftermarket. It's like, hold on. Hold on. It's silly that DC hasn't put Sweet Tooth out in absolute long. That is silly. I don't know how they haven't reprinted those deluxe editions yet. I can't do the absolutes. I just can't. I can't justify it. I know some people say that's the way to collect, and if you want to experience a story, that's the way to do it. But 6 issues, 12 issues, what I can't justify a omnibus price tag for that amount of issues just because it's a bigger trim. And I know it has a lot of extras too, but you can't tell from my reviews. I'm not like the huge extras guy. I agree, Nick. Yeah, 30 Days of Night really impressed me. I went into it expecting at least the movie, but it tickled a weird itch that I didn't know I had as far as vampire hunting and like almost post-apocalyptic feelings and vibes from it. Thank you. I'm happy someone's out there looking forward to my reviews. I look forward to making them. So as long as there's one person that is excited to watch them, then I've done my job. Yeah, a lot of enablers, William. I like to blame me buying indies on Mitch. I like to blame me buying anything DC or Marvel. That's completely Omar always. But Day Day at Omni Nation, every time I talk to him, he gets me just salivating for some omnibus that isn't out, and then it gets announced, and then I lose my mind and have to get it. When Absolute of New Frontier, because there's a few stories that are considered deserving of Absolute New Frontier as well. That's fair. I have thought of that mindset, Peter, sometimes. Like, there's certain stories that I would like to experience in Absolute, like Hush is one of them. I always think that Jimmy art in Absolute would be incredible, but then I don't do it. Yeah, you said that in my hall bunk, and I wasn't exactly sure what you said, so I briefly read up on it. I still don't know the whole story, but I did notice in the intro it said two of the co-creators. So I was like, so are we missing somebody? But that makes more sense. But I did enjoy it. I really did. It was a lot like the movie, at least that first story or the first couple issues. I'm having a blast, Alex. First time live streaming. It's pretty cool to see you guys in real time as I'm talking. I'm an art fiend, William. I just can't. As much as I love art, I'm also a struggle bus as far as my money. I appreciate that. Yeah, a lot of you guys have been following me since my early days, and I, I can't believe that. I really can't. All of this is still so surreal. If I sit down and think about it, I think I'd be stuck in a trance. Um, I don't really know too much about Taylor Swift or Travis Kelce. I don't like Taylor Swift's music, and I'm a Steelers fan, so I don't necessarily love Travis Kelce. I might have burned some bridges saying hopefully there's not too much between sports and comics here. Yes, Organic Price Books is my go-to retailer just because of mainly the customer service. I mean, we have group chats with JP in it, so as far as talking to them and saying what I want or maybe what could be set to the side or something like that, like being sponsored by them, it it helps that we have that relationship. But also they have incredible packaging, incredible. They're only retailers I haven't got a damaged book from. Yeah, that's me, Alex. Every time I look at an absolute and deluxe is like right next to it or something like that, I'm like, I cannot justify that. Like, it's cool, especially that Superman for all seasons, that canvas. Like, don't get me wrong, absolutes are awesome. If you like them, I support you. I just can't justify it. Real talk. I don't think there's anyone who really needs as much as yeah, Day Day. Anybody that does not follow Day Day should. That dude is pure happiness. I mean, he will brighten up your day in a second, and he's diehard into comics. Such a good dude. I just met him when I created my YouTube. He was one of the early subscribers, and I've gotten very close with Day Day. He's awesome. Ride or die comic fan for sure too. An absolute even that is. Yeah, I don't even have one absolute Peter, so you got me beat. Oh, William got something to say about Taylor Swift. Yeah, that's sad because honestly, his art, I think, made the overall vibe of that entire abstract and interesting, his art style too. It's almost like he took photos, which I'm sure it's just him drawing using a reference, but it almost looks like from the eyes to the mouth, and then everything else looks almost rough sketched. It's really abstract and beautiful. I enjoyed it personally. What is my thoughts on Flash Rebirth? I love it. All of the rebirths that DC has done. How many rebirths are we at this point for DC? I think any story involving Flash is a must read. 9 times out, maybe you'll find one off in there, especially Jeff Johns stuff when you're leading into Infinite Crisis, everything that happens with Bart and Barry, and or no, with Bart and Wally, because that's back when Wally was Flash, and what takes place there, the very traumatic event that does. Incredible comic books. That's peak DC in my opinion. Called Gotham by Midnight. Yeah, I haven't heard of that. Gotham by Midnight. Gotta check that out. Yeah, you did, Peter. But it's all right. I'm not in a competition. I honestly need to just stop buying books. Yeah, that'll be the next DC reboot too. DC Reborn Part 5.2. Like new universe Flash, lightning strikes twice. Referencing stories, or maybe this isn't making me think of something. Where's that? Oh, sorry, I skipped over you there, William. If you had to pick, what is your single favorite collected edition book? That's a hard one. Probably Captain America by Mark Waid, or Death and Return of Superman would probably be my number one. It was my first trade paperback collected edition I ever read in my life when I was a kid, and that was a turning point in my life as a comic book reader. Just how cinematic it is. If you guys have read it, you know what I'm talking about. Like the number of panels from page to page during the fight with Doomsday, the death, the iconic cape on the piece of the building fluttering in the wind. That was just incredible. Yeah, bookshelf space is serious. Yeah, serious problem. You mean? It's the only thing serious about bookshelf space for me. I've got to grab every big title that release purchased first book today. That is a good feeling, Nick. Honestly, I enjoy slower months when it comes to releases more than I enjoy hot months, just because it's nice to actually be able to fully read and not be on a time span or time crunch or anything like that. It's an incredible feeling. What's up, Dunja? Say is your top favorite indie book in your collection. I mean, my favorite indie title is Invincible. Always has, always will be. But that could probably change. I'm diving deeper into indies these days. A lot of the Remender books are incredible. Bitter Roots one, that was an incredible read. Tokyo Ghost, The End League, which is Remender. Gotta start being real selective. Me and you both. We should just make a chart and keep each other honest. Or you take my credit card, I take yours. Favorite Spider-Man book? This is gonna be a hot take. Probably Ben Riley. That was what was coming out when I was a kid, and I've always loved Ben Riley's comic book run, or at least the run he's featured in, and the Clone Saga, Maximum Carnage. But I guess my all-time favorite, now that I'm thinking about, it, is probably JMS. But I think that's a hot take too, probably for most people. Anything from cheap graphic novels for Black Friday? No, I do dabble sometimes into in-stock trades, especially their red tog tag sale. But usually it's OPB and in-stock trades. Sometimes I'll even go into Amazon if I got Amazon points. I'm not gonna let that sit around. Were you also annoyed that Zombies Return had like third? Yes, absolutely. I'm not a huge Deadpool fan, and I'm jonesing for Marvel Zombies versus Army of Darkness. That's what I want collected, and I know that will never happen, but that is the Marvel Zombies title to read. That is good stuff right there. Getting all excited talking about zombies. Yes, me and the wife have been watching that, Dunja. This is going to be a crazy season, but for those of you that haven't read once Conquest, things are going to get even more crazy. Be prepared. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, the mid-season break's a little bit of a bummer, but it makes sense with like the strikes and everything that was going on in Hollywood, and not that I'm justifying it, but it makes sense. Yeah, once Ryan Otley takes over Nick, art gets 10 times better, and he gets incredible as the run continues. I agree, Ahmed. But we will do this final giveaway here coming up. Said how many seasons they're doing. At the pace they're doing now, I don't know if they've said it. I want to say 4 or 5, but at the pace that they're doing now, I would say at least 4, because this second season is going to be a good portion of the middle. Season 3 is probably going to be like then the conquest stuff post Invincible War, and then season 4 I would assume would be Vulturemite War, and then wrap it up from there. So actually, maybe 5. 5 makes more sense. Yeah, that's probably why they're splitting up the season 2. Probably going to do lead into the Invincible War. It's going to be first the Cecil stuff, and then Invincible War after that. War. But so here we are, the Big Daddy, the size of a newly born child. Who will win? I got my money on one of you guys. Let's see. And we're spinning the final giveaway. AR Son. Jerson. I think. Is this. Did you just enter? Is that you? That's pretty incredible. Well, you just won yourself a book. A big one. No, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that is the guy that asked to add add himself if he was too late. That's hell of the timing. Yeah, congrats, Jerson or J.R.son. I don't know how to pronounce that. That is wild. I cannot believe that. That is incredible timing. Incredible. I I can't believe that. I'm speechless. No funny business here either. I'm just. But we'll do another giveaway. You guys know I'll take care of y'all. Next milestone, I'm gonna make sure to get some big books, some hot books. Yeah, honestly, what would you guys like to receive as a giveaway? Is there anybody that wants specific books, maybe like cool singles or trades or absolutes? Maybe I don't know. Just let me know because I want to make sure I'm offering you guys stuff that you want. I could probably do that as a poll too. I don't use the community page as much as I probably should, but I'll definitely be curious. Yeah, that's kind of my mindset, Dunza. Like whatever it is, it's free, but I just want to make sure it's, I'm giving back to you guys that are giving me as far as views and being part of the community. So appreciate that, Nick and Grome and Grome, Greg. I combined those. Greg. I combined those. X-Men, I can definitely do that. There's no shortage of X-Men omnis. Maybe next one I'll do like a deluxe, then maybe an omni, and then maybe an absolute something. Hopefully, nobody will get stuck with a random absolute. But make sure you guys let me know too if you enjoyed today's live stream, if this is something you guys would be down to do regularly, or if this was a good time for a love stream, live stream. Because I never know what time zone everybody's in and what's the best route. Like I don't want to do a time that's advantageous to me or that helps me out, and then you guys are up in the middle of the night trying to catch a live stream. X Men Volume 5. Yeah, there's a lot of those I could probably pick up at this point. That was a fire sale if I've ever seen one when they announced. I appreciate that, Nick. I appreciate you always watching. And I appreciate you're in here from jump. So I appreciate that also. I appreciate all of you guys. I'm not trying to single anybody out. Really, everybody that showed up. I mean, we got a little community, but all the love and support in here and showing out, asking questions, talking comics. It's just breathtaking. What do you mean? Dom, you won. There's one of our winners right there. I think you won a book that you reviewed, but you won one. So now I need your information. Maybe a member that's part of both of our communities or something like that. Your book, whatever you want to do. It's part of both of our communities or something like that. Your book, whatever you want to do. What were you saying as far as?
I say I can make a spinner of all people.
I mean, not really. Yeah. I mean, not that I know of. I would have to go check, but I can't do that. It's all right. It's probably my exception. Everybody's been having issues. But this was fun. I appreciate you guys. That's pretty much the giveaway and the live stream. I am planning on doing live streams more now, especially now that I've gotten one under my belt and I'm not as freaked out about the whole thing and having to talk and everything like that because I'm not the most talkative guy, which you guys can probably guess. But yeah, I definitely plan on doing more. Just let me know what books you're looking forward to, what books you would want me to pick up for another giveaway. Yes, you are, David. Yeah, I'm about to be heading out here. We did the giveaway. Um, we got 3 winners for the 3 books that I gave away. We just talked comics. But I'll do another live stream here at some point. Just talk. But I'll do another live stream here at some point in the community page. What you guys would prefer as far as timing. But I appreciate you guys showing up. I will have another review coming out Monday. I do have a versus video on the Hellboy monster sized and the library editions coming out. There's going to be a little bit of a comparison between the two. And then I have to cover another one of my new releases that I picked up last month. So look forward to that for anybody that's excited for the Captain America trial of Captain America or the High Republic Star Wars Omni. I'm very excited to get to that for you guys. Thank you, Bakes. That is all the winners, yeah. So if you're curious, David. Yeah, not Bellboy, Hellboy. Appreciate that, Dunja. I appreciate you coming out. Appreciate all you guys. I do a lot of film, try and stay active and putting out some. Look forward to those, and I appreciate you guys. But I will be heading out here, so you guys. But I will be heading out here, so thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next live stream, the next video, and